Hello everyone, good day to all. This is Mike, Mr. Typhoon Padua, your senior typhoon specialist, turning to our tropical weather analysis. This is for today, Friday until Sunday, August 14 to 16, another weekend, 2026. This is our English version, brought to you by Typhoon 2000 and Naga College Foundation. We would also like to thank our partners, Aboitiz Power, and the local government of Naga City, headed by our Honorable Mayor Lenny Robredo and our Honorable Vice Mayor Gabi Bordado. Well, it looks like the southwest monsoon is still taking a punch across the western sections of Luzon, particularly Metro Manila. It has been more than already 1 or 2 weeks of on and off rainfall. And right now it's still raining up there, since here in Naga and Bicol region we're experiencing sunny conditions as of the moment, first time during the past 5 or 1 week, okay? And the southwest monsoon is still existing because of multiple tropical cyclone formation over the western Pacific. As we mentioned during our last video, there will be an ongoing Monsoon Gyre wherein multiple tropical cyclones will form, and right now it has produced 2 or 3 cyclones. The latest one is Naga, which is over the open waters of the western Pacific north of Guam. But it's starting to weaken, and there's another LPA which is under the tropical cyclone formation alert by JTWC. Well, it's a very weak TD by JMA, and it looks like for the next 2 weeks the western Pacific will remain active because of the wet phase of the Madden-Julian Oscillation, which has been quasi-stationary over this area of the western Pacific, including the Philippines. So we expect on and off rainfall to continue, and there are forecasts from the ECMWF, including the Access model from Australia, which is doing a great job in forecasting the daily rainfall over Metropolis, Metro Manila, and it looks like it will still continue until next week, 1 week to be exact, based on what we are seeing right now. And here's the latest first on the global tropical cyclone formation because of the ongoing El Nino, which is likely to become the most powerful since 1900s, beating the 3 previous super El Ninos. And right now we are looking at multiple tropical cyclone formation over the western Pacific. We have Naga here and Padua, and over the central Pacific we have Lala. This is likely to become a tropical storm moving towards Hawaii, and Hernan to the east. And over the Atlantic basin it's very quiet because of this ongoing super El Nino. We have Cristobal here, a weak system moving eastward, and another couple of weak tropical disturbances here, 92L and 94L. And one of these could intensify and become a tropical storm as well. So right now, the active tropical cyclone formation is somewhere here in the Pacific Ocean, Pacific Basin, because of the ongoing Super El Nino. We're gonna zoom down on this 4 systems. First, we have here a tropical depression Padua, which is expected to become an extratropical cyclone as it moves towards the northeast. We have Naga is downgraded into a tropical depression by JTWC, but JMA remains as a weak tropical storm. It's also moving towards the northeast. And we have another one here, which is a tropical cyclone formation alert candidate by JTWC 93W, which is eyeing to become a tropical depression if convection improves. Right now, it's still ill-defined. And these systems are enhancing the southwest monsoon across the western sections of Luzon, including parts of Mimaropa and western Visayas. While here in our region, over the eastern section of the country, we remain dry, sunny with isolated rain showers and thunderstorms, but breezy because of the southwesterly wind flow. And in the afternoon or evening, we expect thunderstorms to pass by. And it remains normal across our area. And this is common during the time of the southwest monsoon. And remember, during a super El Nino, the winds is more blowing from the southwest. That's why we have another one here, which is another LPA, which we are going to observe in the coming days for possible development into another tropical cyclone, because some of the models suggest it will track towards this area south of the Moya. This is going to be a area of concern in the coming days. So let's proceed now to the latest from the this is from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, and you can observe here that the area here is under formation alert 93W. We have Nangka and Pelo. So here's Nangka, and this is from our multi-track, multi-agency, and as you can see, JMA, Beijing, and Taiwan are still considering this as a tropical storm. It's over the open waters of the Western Pacific. Nothing to be a report of. So this is expected to weaken within the next couple of days. And here's the fast animation from the University of Wisconsin Tropical Cyclone page. This is the remnants of Pelu becoming an extratropical cyclone. And here's the Nangka, likely to dissipate as well as it moves into the southern part. At least this is already the remnants of the Monsoon Gyre, because it's now moving, all of them is moving towards the northeast. There's no longer a counterclockwise motion, so it looks like an inverted monsoon trough right there. So it's interconnected, and we have here the southwest monsoon blowing across the country with much rainfall over the western sections of central Luzon and northern Luzon, including Metro Manila, which is now praying for sunshine or good weather. But it looks like there will be another week of on and off rainfall. So please take all necessary precautions down there in Metro Manila. And here's the area of concern, another LPA 93W, which is expected to become another tropical cyclone. So we are keeping an eye on this. And this another one. There's a low pressure here, which is expected to move towards the west-northwest, and we are going to observe that as well in the coming days. Now here's the zoom-in satellite animation from Windy, and it looks like during the evening this thick cumulonimbus a series of cumulonimbus clouds are usually returning back during the daytime, and during the evening it retreats over the West Philippine Sea. And I'm going to show to you the 24-hour loop for you to see that during the evening it's like some sort of a charging systems. Okay, so look at this. During the evening it will reform here, and then it will move back in the morning. So that's the cycle during the past 3 days over Metro Manila. So it's gonna be a hard time for those who are having flooding in their respective areas. So let's hope that there's some miracle to occur in the next 5 days. But if not, just take all necessary precautions, stay at home if you're not busy, and avoid those avoid those floods in your respective areas. So here's the area of rainfall of 30 to 50 millimeters in Metro Manila, and 50 to more up to 100 millimeters in the western sections of the country. I think Pagasa have issued a monsoon advisory based on this. I'm gonna show to you. This is the Pagasa. Let me type now. Okay, I'm gonna show to you the latest from their website, the Southwest Monsoon Rainfall Advisory. This is number 51, just imagine. Okay, and it looks like Metro Manila is not here, and it only showed Zambales and Bataan on their last, actually this is the latest one as of 11 o'clock, 50 to 100 millimeters. So Metro Manila is within 30 to 50 millimeters based on what we're seeing. And then again, in the coming days, another round of the southwest monsoon is expected to occur in the western sections of Luzon, including Metro Manila. Now, let me move to you let me move now to show to you the latest on the rainfall accumulation forecast. So this is the ECMWF, and for the next 24 hours, it looks like the rainfall will go down to below 30 millimeters across the western sections of Luzon, particularly Saturday and Sunday. But it looks like this is again not good when it comes to the forecast of the ECMWF as of this time. But it looks like the Access model, or Access GT, by the Australian Bureau of Meteorology showed a very good forecast of this rainfall, and it looks like through the weekend there are still 50 millimeters or more rainfall across Bataan, Zambales, Occidental Mindoro, and Metro Manila. And it looks like this is gonna be the forecast that we are going to use until the ECMWF forecasting model improves. Okay, but if we move this slider into Monday, there will be another 30 to 50 millimeters of rain using the ECMWF to occur over the western sections of Central Luzon, and most likely Metro Manila will get affected. And on the 5th-day forecast, which is still at 50% accuracy, we have here up to 100 millimeters over Bataan and over Metro Manila. It looks like it will also reaching the 50 to 100 millimeters rainfall because of these thunderstorms embedded within the southwest monsoon. And we have here a tropical system moving into the Philippine area of responsibility by next week, and we are going to focus on that by next week as well. But right now it's still highly uncertain. We don't know if that will push through, but the ECMWF is forecasting it. Now here's the ECMWF wind forecast and pressure as well, and gonna show to you right now what will happen in the next 5 days. So today we have here Naga, and we have here the other tropical low, which is expected to develop, and we have another here very low near the equator. So if we move this on Saturday and Sunday, the formerly Nangka is already gone, and we have here the LPA. It looks like it will reorganize just to the west of Bonin Islands, and we have here another cyclone or low pressure system, not yet a cyclone, and it's likely to move towards the west northwest. And then by Monday, that low pressure here will be become a tropical wave. Okay, and we have here the southwest monsoon still occurring, and the LPA here southeast of Guam is becoming an active LPA, or becoming a tropical depression. As you can see, it's already a tropical depression as it moves towards Guam on Wednesday, August 19, but it's still highly uncertain. Okay, so we are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the beginning of the highly uncertain forecast, which is between day 5 to day 10, but this is alarming because it's a tropical cyclone moving towards Guam, and then the southwest monsoon will continue across the western sections of the country because another LPA is set to form south of Hong Kong over the West Philippine Sea because of this stationary Madden-Julian Oscillation, which is continuing to produce more convection across the South China Sea or West Philippine Sea and the Western Pacific. And we have here on Friday next week, or next Friday, August 21, a tropical storm or severe tropical storm passing northwest of Guam. Now moving forward, we have now a typhoon moving into the Philippine Sea on the next Saturday, August 22, and it will start to record. So we must think this system not moving towards our country based on the forecast, but it's still highly uncertain. So again, the presence of this will continue to pull the southwest monsoon, and because of the Madden-Julian Oscillation being quasi-stationary over our basin, we expect the southwest monsoon to continue. Okay, most of the dams across the zone is past the reaching point. Okay, it's above the critical points. So I hope that they have ample amounts of catchment basins to save these amounts of water in time for the arrival of the peak of the Super El Nino. So until August 27, we are experiencing the effects of the southwest monsoon, particularly the western sections of Luzon, including Mimaropa and Western Visayas. So always bring your umbrellas and rain gear because the on and off rainfall of the monsoon will remain until the end of August. It looks like the whole month of August it's been rainy. Okay, it's been raining because of this Madden-Julian Oscillation being quasi-stationary over our basin. And what will be in store for September, it looks like it's gonna be a dry phase. Okay, since it's been the whole month of August, we are experiencing the wet phase, so it will be the reverse. But again, even during dry phase, we are keeping an eye on the Western Pacific for possible formation of tropical cyclones, because on the edge of this forecast, we have another one here over the Marshall Islands. So that's the forecast from the ECMWF. It could be the busiest August during the past 20 years, which I've been observing right now. Back-to-back tropical cyclones, smaller ones, but luckily our country is spared from those systems. Most of them developed here in the middle of the Western Pacific north of Guam. And here's the wave forecast so far. Only the West Philippine Sea will remain moderate to rough, reaching highs of 2.5 to 3 meters in wave heights. So it's gonna be not good in small fishing vessels. But over the central waters of our country and the East Philippine Sea, it will remain 1 to 2 meters, but still choppy in some areas of the Western Pacific, especially if you go in the middle of the Philippine Sea. Okay, so far that's the wave forecast. And for the Madden-Julian Oscillation, like I said, until the end of August, we are remaining into this wet phase of the Madden-Julian Oscillation. I issued a weekly Madden-Julian Oscillation forecast number 6. And on August 13 to 17, it will remain on active wet phase, meaning more enhanced convection will prevail across the Eastern Philippine Sea and the West Philippine Sea. And that's the reason why we are having back-to-back tropical cyclone formation, although far away from the country. What we are worried about during the last week, if it goes closer to the Philippine Sea. And we have here some weakening trend, August 23 to 27, toward the circle. It means that the Madden-Julian Oscillation wet phase will start to weaken. So let's hope for that, so that our friends in Metro Manila will have some laundry week ahead. Hopefully it happens during the last week of August. And here's the Global Tropics Hazards Outlook for the next 2 to 3 weeks from the Climate Prediction Center of NOAA. And it looks like week 2, valid August 19 to 25. It's still an active West and East Philippine Sea and in the Western Pacific. More than 40% of a tropical cyclone formation, but because of the wet phase of Madden-Julian Oscillation. And week 3, valid August 26 to September 1, which is still at 50% probability, so-so. But the rainfall over Luzon will remain above average because of the wet phase of the Madden-Julian Oscillation, and more than 20% of a tropical cyclone formation in the vicinity of Guam up to the Marshall Islands or over the Marianas. Okay, so that's the trend right now. And look at Indonesia and Malaysia. It remains dry, below average rainfall because of the ongoing Super El Nino, which is expected to peak these Burr months until the first quarter of 2027. And for Pagasa, again, we have here weak tropical cyclone potential, August 13 to 19. And week 2, there's a moderate chance here. And that's the LPA right now to the southeast of Guam. It's an LPA 92W here. So we will wait and observe the Western Pacific for more tropical cyclone activity. Again, that ends our update for today, Friday. And we will return, if not on this coming Sunday or on Monday, we will return for another update to give you the very latest on the Southwest Monsoon and the potential tropical cyclone formation across the Western Pacific. From Typhoon 2000, this is Mike Padua saying happy weekend to all, and thank you so much for watching our channel. Stay safe, stay dry, and thank you so much. God bless to all.